Let's get back to it, everybody. For those that missed it, we are heading into our 4th season at Navy, although you could argue it's technically our 1st, because at the end of season 3, our initial head coach, one Peter Griffin, was fired and is now the, offensive or defensive coordinator at Syracuse. And taking over as the only man that can save the day. You know him, you love him from previous dynasties that we have had on this game. He has won numerous championships, and hopefully he can win another one here. White Fat Rock is back, baby. He is back. And hopefully he can save us. And hey, Nick Saban hasn't retired in this reality, so there you go. But yeah, good old head coach. Oh my God, that's going to take... Aha! Good old White Fat Rock. I just wanted to get him back. There he is. Look at that man. Look at that man. He looks funny wearing glasses, but he does look like a white, fat Dwayne Johnson. 22 years young. Oh, man. 22 years young. You know what we'll do really quickly, actually, is I obviously have to change some of the stuff later on. Yeah, clap it up for White Fat Rock, baby. But this will help us out a little bit. We'll keep that on 50-50. That's fine. We do want to up the sub, and then the no huddle. No huddle can be normal. That's fine. Yeah, we have Barry Trotz at home. And a big shout out to Rob, by the way. 61 months, over 5 years. Goodness gracious. Thank you for that, my man. It is appreciated. God, 335 might not be the worst way to go. Might not be. Right? Might not be. Honestly, I might give that a try. And again, get that sub frequency up there. We'll change all that elsewhere as well. So, as well, we only lost one player. It was Noah. it was Noah, as we call him. He was the one to leave, but we did secure another very well ranked scouting class, number 19 in the nation, with 1 5-star, the rest, or 21 3-stars, and then technically 2 1-stars as well. So we are down to a 1-star program. Finishing 3 and 9 in back-to-back seasons was not great, but you know who is great? Warrior. By God, 5 gifted subs. That's a man who wants to play FIFA Pro Clubs, basically. That's what he's asking for. You can't convince me otherwise. I know that's what you're looking for. Warrior, thank you for the 5. I hope you were doing well tonight. And speaking of that, let's take a look here at what we can do with this team and with these boys. Let's see what we can do. We brought in a couple of athletes, including the 5-star Jim Wynn, saving him from the lovely town known as Newport News, Virginia. It's not great. Not a great place. Shout out to Jay Kennedy. Was that Jay Kennedy 63? I missed the number. I only saw Jake. Mr. President, thank you very much for the resub. My goodness. All right. So, in terms of the athletes, old Jim Wynn. We move the webcam here really quickly just to make sure that nothing... I mean, some things will be cut up. You know what? No, I lied. Let's go back up here. And let's just do PC blank really quickly. So old Jimmy Wynn, 90 throw power, 81 accuracy. Could definitely be a quarterback. He could be in the secondary. Really good pursuit and play recognition. So that is the question. We know what he'll be good at. 79 rated quarterback. Or in the secondary, the 70 rated... He's got to be a quarterback, man. He's got to be. He's got to be. 81 speed. As much as I'd love to put him in the secondary, he's got to be a quarterback. No doubt. Jonathan Alexander. Shout to Dock Junction, Georgia. A 73 running back. Or could be in the secondary. His best position is in the secondary. We don't really have too much space at running back right now, so we'll go ahead and move him over there. And then Alan Cook out of Mason, Michigan. 71 rated running back. We'll put him at running back. Because the other guy could have gotten running back, but we put him in the secondary, so we'll put Alan Cook at running back. It does mean we might be able to move some people over. Horvath will be the starter heading into his senior year. Fabian France, honestly, might be the backup. He might not. I'm not sure. Jim Wynn's got to be there. Old Tedros Gleaton is still best at QB. And then Red Rocket is also still best at quarterback. Yeah, there's not much to do there. Donnie Jepp. Donnie Jepp is still highest rated at running back, so we'll probably look to leave him there. Ahoy Matey is definitely a running back. No doubt about that. Kumbaya. Best rating is at running back. We'll leave him there. Then Alan Cook, of course, who we just brought in. Nathan, we'll get to names in a little bit. Got to be patient. Mr. Ura is best at running back. We'll leave him there too. And then American Badass. I prefer to call it Badassi. 68 rated running. Yeah, it's still his best spot. So not that would change too much over the season. Old Eli Heidenreich shaping up to be our top fullback. He can play in a variety of different spots. Ernest Sutton, who is a junior transfer, which is okay. Can leave him at fullback. And then Eric Ellison could be a tight end, or we could leave him a fullback. Do we need another tight end? Nope. No, we don't. No, we don't. And honestly, he's pretty much a prime candidate to just be cut at this point. We'll run with Heidenreich and Sutton this season of fullback. So yeah, sorry, Eric. It's probably not going to go too well for you. Really quickly, Houghton's definitely best at wideout. With Dab Missile, definitely best at wideouts. Captain, we're sinking. Definitely good to go. William Henry Harrison. I don't think we have to move anybody over. You sunk me battleship. Davy in the Navy. We got Admiral Popeye. And then Edward Kenway. Yeah, really no reason to move anybody over. But the tight ends, Texka is better as a tight end than a fullback. We could still move him. Terrence Clark, same thing. Juan McGummy, same thing. Jonathan Cronin, definitely a better tight end. And Captain Lou Albano. I don't really think we have to move anybody over to fullback either. I think we're all right. And then for the O-line, as we do, we will move the freshman over. I mean, Ray's best at center. That's fine. What a pass, or what's a pass was there too. So Manning is the only new option. He is best at center, but he's just as good on the outside. So honestly, I don't think we have much to change there. Polly, what's going on, by the way? Matt McTaggart. Definitely on the D-line. And the other new freshman, Mike Wilson, definitely on the D-line. Defensive tackle, we got David Brown. No change there. David Pruitt. No change there. And then for the linebackers, Darius Medlock is a 68 in the middle. Like Lewis drops. I think we can move Medlock to the middle. Woo! Okay, that's a lot of freshmen. Jason Morris is just as good in the middle. We have a lot of young linebackers. Jesus. Right. I think we're going to have to redo the entire linebacker core here really quickly. Or at least as quickly as I can. I don't feel like we have to redo the entire defensive line. I mean, there might be some changes to make, but good Lord. All right, so let's see. No drop there. He drops by one, so he stays on the outside. We'll move Morris to the middle. Pierce stays on the outside. Tackle as well. Cringelord moves back to the middle. Baker stays on the outside. Darius Medlock moves to the middle, as does Barry Cade. Fancy Son stays on the outside. So does Mike Lewis. Colin D. Marines definitely moves to the middle. Precious White stays on the outside. Joe Hart does as well. El Hijo de Football moves to the middle. And then Brett Sands. So the big question here, we'll move Purist to the outside. We'll move How Do I Tackle to the other side. And just to get, oh man, we got a lot of depth. And then all the middle linebacker options. Jesus. How do I tackle? He would be decent for the defensive line. Is it worth moving him over there? Not really. There's already quite a bit of competition on the defensive line. Armor Abs Crabs is a 78 defensive tackle. But again, he's there because Von. Man, I think we are going to have to redo the whole thing again just because of how much the situation changed based off the recruiting. I was trying to avoid that situation. At the same time, I mean, Von Erich is there, LaFawn's there. If we were to move Krabs over, then he'd probably have to move back because of Von Erich. So I think we're okay, actually. In the secondary, Kenny Clay. 2 points better moving over. 6'2". Chapman was better there. Trey Jackson. It's only a 2-point upgrade. Alexander drops by 2. Jay Davis drops by a lot. I think we can move Alexander over to corner. Got the Rad Roach. What the primer, by the way. Thank you very much for that. Appreciated. Welcome in. All right, I think we're okay. Move Barber over. I think we're good. I think so. All right, cool. Let's march on here really quickly then. Obviously, we'll see the training results. Then we get to set up everything. We get the rename very, very soon. But let's take a look at what the boys who are already here look like now as Blake Horvath up to a 92 overall as a senior. He will obviously be our quarterback this year. Fabian France is our backup quarterback more than likely. He's looking good. Our top 3 quarterbacks are all seniors as well, so it's probably a good thing that we just brought in old Jim Wynn. Running back, Donnie Jepp as a sophomore. He'll be up to an 82. Ahoy Matey also up over an 80 overall now, or at least at an 80 overall. The other guys getting better, but they still have quite a ways to go. Heidenreich, our fullback, up to a 79 off a +4. We got 2 wideouts over an 80. That's obviously a huge position of need right now. It's the wide receivers, but they are getting better. Tight end Texa up to an 81. A +6 for old Captain Lou. Not bad. On the O-line, Grayson Crawford as a senior. He's an 84. Left guard, you got Where's Me Floaty is up to a 74. Captain Morgan right behind him. 84 now for Corey Smith. Again, a lot of these guys that we had, they're hitting the end of their run to where it's only going to be players that we brought in and recruited. 84 for Ben Purvis on the O-line, and 80 for Chris Adams. This is going to be the best team that we've had yet, and we're going to be saying that pretty much every year. Endo tremendous, my goodness. Let's see, Sal the Sea is at a 79. You got Kerry Von Erich, Cherain LaFond, what a name. Jackson Campbell up to an 80. 81 for Jason Morris, who again just transferred over, which is great. You got Pierce at a 79. Corners are looking just a little bit rough. It's a little bit rough. And then Peter Roll at free safety. Spelios. Good old Kevin Von Erich up to a 79. And Peter Nucky Jones at a 74. So, you know, we're looking okay. We have to win more than 3 games this year. Good God. But how many players do we have to cut? Shout out to Coach Playa. Not only with the fall, but with the raid as well. Coach, thank you very much for that. Welcome in. How did the stream go? Appreciate that raid tremendously. I imagine you were up to some NCAA yourself. And you were. And, yeah, hey, feel free to let me know what was going on. I'm intrigued. Again, thank you very much for the raid. And I imagine it's Condenser. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. We are currently preparing for our 4th season at Navy. We're not doing well. We're not doing well. It's been a time. We have 14 players to cut. Oof, Hurricanes Dynasty. Please tell me you have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as your head coach. Please. All right. Let's not make any mistakes here. 14 players to get rid of. At quarterback, Horvath obviously goes nowhere. France goes nowhere. Tedros Gleaton, though. 80 overall senior. It's already been redshirt. The biggest question will be, can I risk redshirting Jim Wynn? Because if he leaves, we're boned. So the answer is probably not. We are going to cut Tedros Gleaton. Really no reason to keep him. I don't know if I'm going to have Jim Wynn play his freshman season, but man, I don't have the clout to redshirt him. Ray Lewis is the head coach. Fair. Hopefully keeping his players out of trouble with the law. First place my mind went, but sorry, Ray Lewis. That's your legacy. We are going to cut Gleaton at the very least. We'll see who else ends up in the mix. At running back, and Kumbaya. He could be redshirt this year. There's nobody there I immediately want to get rid of. I'm going to have to get rid of somebody, but still. Fullback, we knew that we were going to get rid of one-star Eric Ellison. We only had him in the conversation because of Sutton, although it did just say I needed 3 fullbacks as I cut him, so we'll probably end up with a walk-on. It's okay because Ellison wasn't that good anyway. Wide receivers, again, ideally I wouldn't cut anybody. Might have to, which would suck, but we'll see. God, tight end wise too. Albano didn't get redshirt last year. Jonathan Cronin this year. It is kind of nice that we're at the point where we are going to have to start cutting talent before we want to. It's a sign of improvements. At the same time, it's horrifying. Now I'm just kind of looking at the general numbers. Defensive tackle. I mean, Shireen LaFond could definitely go. He's only 2 points better than Numlegs, who in fairness might get redshirt this year, but we're not running a 4-3 anyway. Mr. LaFond, you were on this team when we got here. We're going to say goodbye to you, though, as a senior who's not going to be a starter anyway. So that works out. Linebackers, can't cut Jackson Campbell. We're going to need that guy badly. Stubbs, what's going on, my man? How are you? Holy freshmen and sophomores, Jesus. And then on the right, I'm going to have to cut so many players that I don't want to. At corner, we have such a young team, too. Stubbs, I'm doing good, man. No complaints. Damn. You could make the argument to cut Dylan Spelios. He's only 3 points better than William Mosley. So, I mean, Spelios. Rebuilding Scotland in FIFA 20. Fun times. I think Spelios, we're gonna drop him too. We'll go with the slightly younger guy. Just because again, we're gonna have to make some hard cuts here. Switchy, what's going on as well? Hello, anybody I haven't said hello to? Hello, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I hate to say it, but yeah, old Red Rocket, he's not gonna be able to play anytime soon. The problem is, if we cut Red, I'm going to need to bring in 2 quarterbacks for depth instead of just 1 once both of these 2 leave. Or we cut Fabian France and just say it's Horvath and then Win behind him. Honestly, I think that's what we have to do. Like, if Horvath gets hurt, just play Win. I'm not going to redshirt him. I can't risk him leaving. We might as well just get rid of Fabian here. So, Mr. Fabian, you are a good quarterback, but again, I need to keep this guy so we don't get locked into having to recruit quarterbacks this year. So we're down to 9 players left to get rid of. Obviously, we're going to have to make a change at running back. Hate to say it for Kumbaya, even though I could hit him with the red shirt this year. Can't really afford to red shirt Donnie Jep to lose him. That'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Red shirt Alan Cook, but he's going to be better than American Badass based off of overall. Good red shirt Kumbaya. I gotta be honest. I think old Kumbaya is probably out here. Can we cut Ku 9 more times? I wish. We just have to play the numbers here. Hate to say it. Kumbaya is out as well. Never played a game for us, but technically Alan Cook is better than the American Badass, Badassi. Hate to say it, but I think he's got to go as well. Some hard decisions to be made. We can get rid of one wideout. It's obvious who it has to be, and it's got to be one Davey in the Navy. Now he's just Davey. Sorry, Davey. Oh, I've got a roster editing question. How do you rate NCAA players relative to CHL players? I rate NCAA players for the most part like I rate European players. So like a 76 or a 78 would be the super, super high end. Davey in the unemployed list. Indeed. It'll be Davey in the Army. Sure, we named him to just Davey. At tight end. Hate to say it, it's got to be Captain Lou. It's got to be Captain Lou. He's a sophomore that's worse than the new freshman. And by the time Jonathan Cronin plays at the same age, he'll be better than Captain Lou. So you go to hell before you die. See you later, Captain Lou. We still got 5 players left to get rid of. It won't be anybody on the offensive line. Defensive line could be old Tyler Narayan. Tyler, could be you. Will be you. To be honest, if I want to start with a horrible team, is there any way to cut all of my players and instantly lower their overall? You can instantly lower their overall, yes. You could, before loading into Dynasty, just go to edit roster off the main menu and just make everybody like a 36 or whatever the hell the lowest rating is, and then just start. That would be a nightmare. Thank you for the follow, by the way, Observery, but it could be done, yes. And hey, at least then 1-star recruits would technically be you improving your team. We're going to cut this senior. Sorry, Tyler, you're out of here. We need 4 more. One of the defensive tackles. I think it's got to be David Pruitt. Yeah, sorry, David. You're out of here. 3 more. We got to get rid of one of the linebackers. Honestly, Luke Pierce might go. How do I tackle could be the starter. Yeah, that's going to be the move. Sorry to one Luke Pierce. The senior is out of here. 2 more to go, and it'll probably make sense for them to both be linebackers. You could argue a corner, but we're going to be losing Brandon Chapman at the end of the season. So, yeah. You could also argue a safety, but yeah, I think it's going to be the middle linebackers here to round this out. So, Brett Sands, not looking that great, obviously. And then one more, and I don't want it to be El Hijo de Football. But even sitting out a year, he's just now the same rating as Darius Medlock. Fuck. I got to do it. Even if it's a great name, I have to do it. We're down to 70. I don't think we lost anybody too crazy, which is fine. And obviously, we're not in a position yet to be like, hey, bring us to a new conference. If anything, we're in a position to get relegated from our conference. But we won't do so because we're neck and neck with Army. Although you could argue, move Army to a different, shittier conference as well. If we were to replace Army and Navy in the American, obviously it wouldn't be anything in the ACC or the Big 12. you'd be talking about swapping us out into like Conference USA. That's where we'd end up, is Conference USA or going independent at this point. We're not going to do that yet, but boy, if both teams have another bad season, that might not be the worst idea. Army was pretty shit last year too. Again, you see there, we were only 3-9, so it's not like we were much better. But damn, man. Have Navy get some action. Indeed. Well, with that, obviously the recruitment board and everything we'll have to do in a minute. We won't redshirt players until we rename someone. The one thing we can do before we get into that is the custom schedule. And while I am sorting that out, I will set up the ability for you guys to enter our raffle for a chance to rename a player. Again, you must be a follower, and again, subs get better odds because they deserve to get better odds for supporting the channel in a more direct way, and I thank them for that. And of course, be creative. You know, I always say it, we don't need names like Dixon Cider and all the... Be creative. That's what I'm asking for. Otherwise, chat's gonna boo you. Cool. So that code word will be Navy. There you go. In the meantime, let me set up the schedule really quickly. We are definitely not playing Notre Dame in week 10. Fuck that. We will have that be an open week, though. Probably as well as week 1. If I schedule someone in week 3... I open up week 2. Yes, I could. If I schedule someone in week 1, can I take out week 4? Okay, there we go. So I do prefer that. We're not playing Bama, by the way. 3 games in the first 3 weeks. Get a week off. Play a bunch of games. Get another week off. Let's do it that way. So week 6, we'll be leaving the game against Air Force, as is tradition. It generated them with home field this year, which is fine by me. But we got 3 games to schedule, and again, it has to be beatable opponents. We need to win at least 5 games this year. So badly. The problem is, I don't know what the hell teams' ratings... I wish it showed you team ratings before you scheduled it. The Ragin' Cajuns can't be that good right now, right? They can't be. God, they can't be. Nevada can't be that good either, given the fact that they were one of the teams that was in the conversation of us potentially being. There's Rutgers, Toledo, Wyoming. I'm going to go for Nevada in that first one. Now, technically, we could play FCS teams, but where the hell's the fun in that? Week number 2. Let's start at the bottom here. Wyoming, Western Michigan, and their very Washington football team logo. Who do we think we could beat? El Paso? ULM can be on that list. Then we have Akron in week 3. Let's get El Paso in there. I'm willing to make these road games as well. Just so that we can see some different stadiums. And obviously we'll have certain home games. But Nevada, ULM, and UTEP. I hope that we can compete with those particular teams. Actually, hold on. Y button? Can I see their overall? Can I see their overall? Please show me their overall. Oh, I hate that I can't. I hate that I can't see their rating. That's okay. We'll deal with it. We will deal with it. Shout out to Jimmy Gets Buckets. It's Jimmy Butler in an NBA final. Fucking got him.